Well, hello. I'm recording this video this morning from our cabin in North Carolina near Asheville. You might be able to tell that in the background is kind of a roaring mountain stream, so if this is a little hard to hear, that's why. I'll try to keep it short, okay? But what I'd like to talk to you today is about the interviewing process. And first of all, I want to thank you very much for the way you've dug into this issue. It's a big issue. It's a very important step in your search for a career, all right? That said, that I know that things have changed in the interviewing field, and I know that some companies don't do interviews anymore. You might be asked to take a psychological evaluation, that kind of a thing, instead of having a traditional interview. But I still bet that, particularly here in the Midwest, 8 times out of 10, you're going to have a traditional interview. So there are two key elements, okay? Of course, the most obvious one is that you dress appropriately, all right? I don't need to go into a lot of detail, but dress as if you're going to go to church, dress as if you were a guest at a wedding, all right? You might do some research ahead of time on the corporate climate, all right? And so I'm not saying that guys have to wear coat and ties and girls don't have to wear, women don't have to wear high heels, all right? But I'm saying you have to dress professionally, discreetly, be a little conservative, okay? Women, watch the neckline. Guys, don't be too casual, okay? Wear socks, in other words. Okay, that said, the next critical element is to go in being knowledgeable about the company. In this day and age, there's no excuse not to have done some careful web searches about the company. You know, find their website, use Google. Google has some other search elements. If you click on Google Advanced, I think there's some links to some Google business search engines, all right? Then, of course, you go to Helmke Library, and Helmke Library has some excellent business databases. If you have any questions, you can call the library and ask to speak to a librarian. They can give you some suggestions on how to find the appropriate database. But you can find plenty of information on the company that you're interviewing for. If it's a smaller company, you can still do some research on the field that they're in to find out what's going on in that field, and go in with a set of intelligent questions, not lower-level questions, but upper-tier questions. You already know the answer to the basic questions. Go for some higher-level questions, all right, that you don't quite know the answer for, but that shows that you have some experience looking at these particular issues that they're looking at, all right? And then also have some talking points. You might want to say something like, make sure you know what their mission statement is, and say if their mission statement promotes, social responsibility or corporate responsibility. You can say something like, well, I really appreciated reading your mission statement because this idea of ethics really appeals to me. It goes to my own faith, that kind of thing. Or make sure you can talk specifically about some of their the way they're looking into the future. That you can say, I'd like to be a part of this team because I understand you're doing some research, you're doing some cutting-edge research into some new technologies, and here's my background on those technologies. Or if this is food, hospitality, you can say, well, I understand that you're really trying to push the envelope in these areas of the world, and I have some interest and experience with those areas. So be knowledgeable, know what that company is doing, know where they're going, know how they fit in with your interests, and be prepared to talk about that. Because I don't think in any traditional face-to-face interview they're going to just ask questions, like what's your favorite color, stupid things like that. They're going to try to draw you out, and then once they kind of give you a lead, take it and run with it, and start talking to them about themselves and show how you fit in with their program. Don't forget, it's not about you, it's always about them. It's not about what they can do for you, it's about what you can do for them. And too many people go and say, well, I'd like to work here because I want to advance my career, or I love golf, or that kind of thing. That's not the point, okay? The point is, what can you do for them? So this involves some very careful web research ahead of time. So, hey, as usual, I've been grading your PowerPoints as I get them this week. I'm enjoying them. I'm looking forward to grading your PowerPoints, looking at all of them next week. Don't forget they're due Sunday night. And as usual, if you have questions, email me. I won't be reading my email after this morning, okay? But Monday, I'll get right in there and start grading your PowerPoint. So, hey, have a good weekend, and I hope you enjoyed this little video with the creek in the background.